Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about Sam Darnold and where he ranks among the young quarterbacks. But before we get started, I just wanted to mention that you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. Also, you can subscribe to the podcast, Just Jets, wherever you get your podcasts, and make sure to call in, leave me your voicemails, and I'll try to answer your questions on the air. New episodes drop every Monday. So Todd McShay stirred the pot a little bit with this quote that I'm going to read from you. He's a draft analyst for ESPN, and he had some positive things to say about Sam Darnold. His quote was, "I look at Darnold as the best young quarterback in the NFL, and New York made the right moves early in the draft this year to give him a chance to succeed." So, pretty bold words from the guy, Todd McShay. I love Sam Darnold. I think he's very, very good. Is he the best of the young quarterbacks, though? That is definitely something that is up for debate. So I guess what we have to answer first is, what is your definition of a young quarterback? For instance, Baker Mayfield has been in the league for 2 years and is just 1 year younger than Jameis Winston, who's been in the league for 5 years. So I guess it kind of depends on what you define as a young quarterback. To me, I am defining a young quarterback as someone who was 24 years of age or younger for the 2019 season. So here's a list of quarterbacks who were eligible for that. All they had to do was start one game in 2019 and be 24 or younger. I'm going to run through them, and then we're going to take a look at some numbers. Josh Rosen, Dwayne Haskins, Lamar Jackson, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, Kyler Murray, Drew Lock, Devlin Hodges, Josh Allen, Gardner Minshew, Kyle Allen, Will Grier, David Blow, Mason Rudolph, Pat Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, and Baker Mayfield. So what I did was I pulled all the numbers on each one of these quarterbacks, and today we're looking at quarterback rating, completion percentage, yards per game, yards, and touchdowns. So I went through, I pulled the numbers, and this is what I was able to find. So first, we'll just take a look at their quarterback rating. Lamar Jackson had the highest at 113.3. Pat Mahomes right behind him at 105.3 and Deshaun Watson at 98. You have to go down to 9th on the list to find Sam Darnold with an 84.3 quarterback rating. There were 17 eligible, so he's at about the halfway point. At the bottom, you have Josh Rosen and Will Grier, who kind of round out those lists. This is kind of not that much of a surprise. So we'll just take a look for a second at some notable stats, and then we're going to transition into where they ranked. So at the top in a lot of these, you're going to see Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. Their completion percentages were all good. Jackson, 66.1, Mahomes, 65.9, Watson, 67.3. Darnold is at 61.9. You have yards per game. Lamar Jackson was at 208.5, Mahomes 287.9, Deshaun Watson 256.8, Darnold at 232.6. Total passing yards, 3,127 for Jackson, Mahomes at 4,000, just over 4,000. Deshaun Watson at 3,852, Darnold in 13 games, 3,024. Touchdown passes is the last category. Again, you have Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, and Deshaun Watson pretty much pacing the way. 36 touchdown passes for Lamar. Pat with 26. Deshaun also had 26. Sam Darnold had 19. So the next step for me, what I wanted to do was rank all of these. So I went through and who finished in first all the way down to 17 in each category. I took the average, and this is what I found. So coming in first was Pat Mahomes, average 1.8 in all of these rankings. The lowest rating was in quarterback rating, and TD rank was 2. Pat Mahomes comes in second with a 2.2 average rank. He had the lowest in quarterback rating and TD rating at 3. Lamar Jackson comes in third. He led the way in touchdowns and quarterback rating, but was a little bit further behind in terms of yards per game passing and yards. So his average rank was 4, which drops him to the number 3 spot. And down the list we go, and where we end up finding Sam Darnold is 9th out of 17. Do I think that Sam Darnold is the 9th best guy out of all of these 17? Probably not. I would put him a little bit higher, But I definitely think that you can 100% say in confidence that the top three is Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Deshaun Watson. No one else on this list can touch those three guys. Based on his rookie season, I think I would also put Kyler Murray ahead of where Sam Darnold is. I like Sam Darnold a whole lot. I just think Kyler Murray, I mean, if you look at his numbers, he was 7th in quarterback rating, 4th in completion percentage, 7th in yards per game rank, 7th in touchdowns. His average ranking was 5.8, which brings his final ranking to 4. I agree. I'd probably keep him at 4. This is probably, I guess I put Darnold at 5. I don't like Minshew long term. I think him and Jones are pretty close. I would give a slight edge to Darnold, but I think they're pretty close. Baker, I put right behind them. Kyle Allen, I don't see as a long-term solution. Drew Lock, I think is definitely better than Josh Allen. Has to take that next step. Allen being where he was at 11, I think he'd probably be a little bit higher. I'm not high on Josh Allen particularly. I think he's very inconsistent as a passer. Would I take guys like Kyle Allen and Gardner Minshew over him? Probably not. And I mean, the bottom is just pretty rough with Mason Rudolph, Devlin Hodges, Dwayne Haskins, Josh Rosen, Will Grier, guys like that. So I guess if I had to sit here and say where I put Sam Darnold, based on my criteria, is 5. Now, maybe he doesn't use that. Maybe it's just guys in their first or second year. Then I'm probably putting him 3rd because Lamar Jackson, I guess, would have to be 1, right? I mean, I know he just had that one amazing year, MVP-like season. He has to be 1 still, though, at this point. 2, I guess I would say, yeah, I'd put Kyler Murray ahead of him, and then Sam Darnold comes in 3. So depending on what your criteria is for young quarterbacks in this league is going to determine where you rank these guys. So let me know, A, what your criteria is if you interpreted it like I did, or just how you would rate these guys and where does Sam Darnold come in on your list? Am I too high? Am I too low? Where do you put him? Get at me on the comments or on social media. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Once again, I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll talk to you next time.